Hello and welcome to RJ's Boxing News TV, and today we're going to be speaking about the biggest middleweight clash of all time, Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alverez, and we're also going to talk about what's next with both fighters, and we're also going to talk about speak about who's going to become the new world middleweight undisputed world champion. Alright, now let's get into it. So as you can see, which we already know, obviously it's actually fight week, Canelo Alverez versus Terence Crawford. And for the first time ever, we will get an undisputed middleweight clash since Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois, which is a rematch, I think. So possibly. So between both fighters, Terence Crawford and Saul Alverez look really confident. They look really shredded. And I think for my size, for this fight, for this middleweight clash, I think, for my opinion, the size is actually going to play a factor, and the skills and the boxing IQ, because number one, you have to have everything which is required in boxing: the size, power, footwork, technique, IQ, and the I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but everything is required in boxing. Terence Crawford, as you can see right now, Terence Crawford has a perfect record of 41 victories, 31 knockouts, and no losses. Whereas Canelo, on the other hand, he's got 63 victories, 39 knockouts, 2 losses. I mean, the victories that Canelo Alverez has, it's actually quite impressive, because he's actually catching up to Roberto Duran's number of victories, which is 107. Because if you look at Canelo's fight with Amir Khan in the 6th round, when he dropped Amir Khan with one punch when they fought in 2016, I was actually surprised, and I actually thought to myself, this is actually fake, because I couldn't believe it, because in that fight between Amir Khan versus Canelo Alverez, Amir was actually winning the fight on the scorecards, and I think Amir has about, 60 points, and I think Alverez has about 40 or 50 points or something. But for my opinion, I think the size will play a factor. Now, for Terence Crawford, if you look at his greatest performance, which is the truth, when he fought Errol Spence Jr., he put on a dazzling performance, because when he knocked down Errol the Truth Spence in round 2, that was actually quite impressive, and it was really fabulous, because it was actually the first time Errol went down in the 2nd round. Then in the 7th round, he got dropped again. Then in the 9th round, it was all over. Both fighters do actually have a fabulous boxing resume. They fought the best fighters, and they've actually got a great resume on their record. So we never know who's going to become the world champion. Could it be Terence Crawford or Canelo Alverez? We'll have to see how it's going to play out. Anyway, this is RJ Bowler signing off.